Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. Today we are talking about the groovy 70s. Oh, that was cringy. And just by looking back at it, like by looking at the ads and everything, I feel like this one's going to be a great episode because of how much they advertise food. Like, I love food. Everyone loves food pretty much. And they're advertising like food. They're making it more kid friendly. And, like, looking around the ads, they're adding a lot more colored people into the ads. Not a lot, but they're starting to, which is pretty good. Coke is still advertising in the 70s. I'm pretty sure they slowly not die out, but slowly stop at the end of the 70s, which they do. And because of that, it's pretty dope. Because we all know Coke, and Coke is spending way too much money. Like, Coca-Cola is spending way too much money on advertisements. But back to the topic at hand. By looking at the ads, they're mostly targeted kids, and promoting food, some cigarette ads here and there still, and cars. They are starting to incorporate colored people, like I said earlier, into the ads because they want to move forward and make it look like they want to, even if they don't really believe that they should, or they don't like the idea. They're still making it trying to move it forward, so then people will still buy their products. Because it doesn't matter what you want, it matters what the customer wants and will buy. For advertisers, at least. Okay. And so because of that, their campaign, the companies rely on the newest things just to cover up the grimy dirt stuff in the 70s, like the Vietnam War, the protesters, the Watergate scandal, energy crisis, and some other stuff. The marketing tactics that they had in the 70s were different from the 60s. The competition against advertising, with the competitions, competitiveness, there we go, against advertisers, and people knew that. Advertisers knew that they would compete for the winning ad, as in the ad with the most popularity. It's basically kind of like YouTube, where you have the most liked video, most disliked, and everything, and kind of like the winning Super Bowl ad, and what do people want more in an ad than anything else? But they still will not get into the Vietnam War because of people protesting against it and showing that they dislike it. They want to get out of this because this is not worth it. And people knew that. Advertisers knew that the people knew it, so they didn't even get into it. They didn't want to get into it. So they chose to stay out of the Vietnam War. And because of that, the protesters, not all advertisers and companies tried to get swept in what the media does, because the media, for the first time, got to see what war was at first hand. Showed everyone what it was. Showed them hey, this is war. This is the grimy stuff. This is what happens. This is the devastation that happens in war. People die. People get hurt. People don't make it out alive. Some people do. But because of that, the companies and advertisers like Burger King and Coca-Cola and Camel and other ones like Lazy Boy. Yeah, Lazy Boy's in this too, guys. You don't believe it. And Congelium. I don't really know how to say that one. There's a lot more Coke ads still. Colgate still, no one else wants to get into this because the media showing to the public that this isn't good. People are dying. People are getting hurt. A country is getting split. Not country. Wait, yeah, country. I had to think for a moment. Sorry about that. A country being split in half, North and South Vietnam. People aren't happy about this, and because of that, because people are not happy of this, advertisers want to stay out of it. They're trying to cover it up by making, guys, if you just get this, everything will be fine. If you get a Coke, it's perfect. It's fine. You can just relax. The tooth toughness, Colgate, you get this, you're fine. But the media is saying otherwise. The media is saying what's actually happening when their son's going off to war in Vietnam, a place that barely any Americans heard of at the time. And that's when it kind of just doesn't go downhill for the advertisers and the companies and the people who are trying to make it big. It doesn't go downhill for them. It goes kind of downhill for the government. Not kind of, but really. Because people are protesting. They're wanting to revolt. They don't want to be a part of this. Neither does advertisers and the companies. They don't want to be a part of it. But let's look something on a little bit a happier note. Fast food restaurants and soft drinks are both showing colored people, and some smoking ads. Like one of them says, Kent smokes, and that's where it's at. Kent. Doesn't sound right, but it's okay. But, and so, because of that, it doesn't sound right because it's a smoking advertisement, and I'm not used to, always, finding them 24/7, but they're advertising more to colored people now. They're showing them in more and more ads. They're, saying, hey, we want to be a part of the future that you're in. We want to be a part of something that you want to create. And so they're showing more and more colored people and less white people to kind of make up for the advertising and the marketing that they're trying to do back in the 60s, 50s, and 40s, and 30s, and so on and so on. They're starting to say, hey, sorry, man, we know that it's not okay that we're discriminating against people, and they're showing it by putting them more and more in advertisements and making money off of them and giving said money to them and that fun jazz. But the big thing here is there's still a lot of smoking and beer advertisements, but now fast food restaurants are starting to get in. Fast food as McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, they're slowly coming in, and once they're in, they're there to stay because of them always being hey, you want some McDonald's? And everyone knows the name of McDonald's because of them keep on putting on advertisements, advertising at a younger audience, making them be hey, you want to go to McDonald's? We'll get a toy, and just putting pressure on them and being hey, you know this? Yeah. You know this because you know it's McDonald's, and McDonald's is so good. What Coke did was he did this before, not he, but Coke, the company, did this back in the 60s, of where they targeted to a younger audience. They targeted to them to the point where it's almost a religious targeting of them choosing younger audiences and pressuring on them hey, this is Coke. You want a Coke? Because Coke makes life better. And because of that, they slowly stopped targeting in the 80s and 70s. They slowly stopped doing it because of them knowing that they don't have to put as much money in anymore, because everyone knows what a Coke is. Everyone knows what a Coke tastes like now, because everyone has had at least a Coke before in their life. And so, yeah. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, because we are running out of time. I'm so sorry. But that's all. I will talk to you next time about the 80s. Bye.